Your product team tirelessly searches for customer problems to solve using time-consuming and resource-intensive methods. But what if I tell you that somewhere nearby, a customer support agent is sitting on a pile of shiny, free-of-charge insights? Hi, I'm Ilya, the founder of Eleken, product design agency for SaaS, and in this video, we'll learn how to draw fresh ideas from customer support. Support agents are people who are working on the front line. They are the first to listen to users who find a bug or complain about the last update. They already know all the problems people want you to solve. So why don't we just draw insights from the customer support? In some cases, asking support officers for help is not an option. Like when you're designing a product from scratch, you just have no users and no support yet. And even if you are doing research from working products, getting some information from support tickets can be challenging. The role of technical support services is initially one-sided, to solve customers' problem. Help Center may burst with information, but it is usable only when structured, discoverable, and tailored to answer the designer's questions. In practice, the customer support database usually looks like a barrage of useless tickets design teams prefer to ignore. Think of a service desk that handles an average of 200 tickets a day. It makes 4,400 tickets per month and 52,800 tickets per year. Conducting specific UX research would be faster and cheaper than digging through thousands of conversations seeking of answer to one specific question. The support communication flow can be made two-sided, tailored to solve both customers and product problems, but it will need some modifications. Let me show you how top SaaS companies learn to use their support to improve customer experience. The simplest thing you can do is to talk to support officers. When our designers from Eleken agency start working on product redesign, they always try to interview support people. Thus, they obtain first-hand information on issues that users face. Setting up interviews with frontline staff works for internal products as well. For example, Shopify designers ask their support colleagues to review the existing buyer personas and explain how they would interact with each persona. Another way to deepen the general understanding of the product and the users is to spend a day on the front line, alongside the customer service support team. GitLab, for instance, has shadowing program available to all team members outside of support team to learn, collaborate, and work together with GitLab support team. Okay, but how to detect a problem in a haystack of users' feedback? When something goes wrong with the product, users vent their frustration to support, and the most natural thing for UX teams is to seek feedback from the support team. Sure, you can run a survey instead. That may be easier and more controlled way to find the truth, but would it be accurate enough? Sabrina Gordon, former customer support manager at Intercom, explains the difference between survey feedback and support feedback in one precise metaphor. Imagine you own a restaurant. A few days after guests visited your place, you send them an email wondering how they like their soup. Compare such feedback to the situation when somebody was eating in your restaurant and then tapped a waiter on the shoulder and saying the soup was a bit salty. So Intercom prefers to gather feedback from support. Besides, Intercom is a multi-million-dollar SaaS company with a customer support team of 55 people, running astonishing 22,000 conversations every month. How do they make such an overwhelming information flow actionable for their product team? One thing that helps Intercom to manage client interface experience is tagging each ticket. A team tag means the product team that owns the feature, and the category tag means a type of request that the user had. Thus, Intercom turns a barrage of qualitative data into data that can be displayed on a dashboard to track the dynamic and sudden spikes in user complaints. Here's an example to show how it works. Once the Intercom team noticed that the volume in conversations tagged team acquisition is consistently high. That meant the customers were consistently stuck on something within the onboarding UI and were forced to write to support. Intercom explained those complaints in greater detail to figure out that people who were trying to get started couldn't make a messenger appear. For the Intercom messenger to show up, users need to take two steps: install a little piece of JavaScript into their sites and sign up one of the Intercom's products. If you miss either of two, you'd see nothing. That's where a lot of users get confused. The solution was to make a pop-up telling users when one step was a success and another step is yet to be be completed. Cool, right? I have one more option for you on how to turn qualitative comments into quantitative data. This one is by a Shopify team that makes users tag their feedback for them. It all started from a technical support website content with a feedback form that looked like this. The solution was to turn an open-ended question into multiple choice question. The new form proved to map the same trends as those recorded by manual analysis of past results but in automatic mode. Users contact technical customer support not only to complain. People who love the product often write to help it become better. So now let's talk on how to be proactive with users' requests. Once we at Eleken use gather content, an app for content management, and then realize that the app lacks some feature like ability to assign people to workflow steps. Luckily, the app had a feature request platform specifically for us to share the idea. The suggestion has received many upvotes from other users, and product team started working on the feature soon. We could monitor progress on the public roadmap and felt excited when our brainchild went live. Letting users suggest and vote on feature requests is the most sophisticated way to turn users' feedback into actionable insights. It gives you an instant look at the top feature requests in priority order. It shows which customers care about which feature requests. It gives you a ton of ideas ready to implement. You don't even have to lift a finger to get these ideas. Most successful SaaS apps have already adopted such an approach in one form or another, and it doesn't even require you any dedicated functionality. Gather Content has its feature voting board powered by customer feedback app Kenny. Buffer makes feature requests through an old-school mix of Trello and Typeform. Salesforce took feature requests to the whole new level with its trailblazer community of millions of users who team up to learn, connect, and share their ideas with the company. Product designers are ferociously focused on two things: the product and the customers. Customer support is what keeps a strong bond between these two parts of the business. So why don't we make customer support help UX? But remember that support feedback is no panacea. It doesn't substitute for UX strategy, UX research, and UX audit. Data from customer support often indicates low-level issues, like buttons that are hard to find or pop-up that is hard to read. There is an obvious solution in making buttons brighter and fonts bigger. But let's not forget about the big picture. We can probably eliminate the need for a pop-up at all. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope that was useful. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and see you in the next videos.